What is going on, Lunatic Fringe? I hope you're having a great morning. So listen, I got a couple of articles about what's going on with Luna Classic. I got one that just seems a little preposterous when we look at it, which we're going to go over very quickly. But then the second one really kind of breaks out that something else could be happening very, very big that's going to cause Luna Classic to take off. So if you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button on the way in and let's get after it. All right, so first up, Luna Classic price rises as total Terra Classic nears a $403 billion milestone. The milestone is 400 billion. This guy's just making up an article. 403 billion. 403 is not a milestone. Okay, in so much as the only milestones are going to be in the hundreds of billions or the trillion. I mean, come on, you know. But he's talking about it as a potential catalyst. Is it a potential catalyst? At this point, I don't think that it is. I think that what we need is we need to see the U.S. come in with some really good data, and we need to see China authorize people to start holding Bitcoin again. Those two things happen, and this market goes absolutely nuts. But USA data came in today for the CPI. It was a little hotter than expected. It was anticipated to be 2.9, came in at 3.0. So the market's not responding well to that so far. Now, it'll be forgotten tomorrow, but for today, we probably have, probably going to have a little bit of a dump coming in because people are not going to like the results. Also, President Trump has now called for a reduction in the interest rate anyway, publicly. So we'll probably see something a little cantankerous happening over the next little while as we get to the spot where he wants rates to come down. Jerome Powell wants to hold the line. So we'll see how they navigate this process. But it should be noted that we haven't had a reduction in these rates to speed up the borrowing of big businesses. And what does Donald Trump want to do? He wants to motivate big business to continue to do big business. So that's why we're having this debate, right? Moving on. All right. So Luna Classic hits a double bottom. You maybe can call it that. That would be a triple bottom though. But let's just go with a double bottom. So we hit a double bottom. What does that mean? Well, we're talking about Terra Luna, not Luna Classic. Now, when you take these both into consideration, you look at this one, you look at this one. Do you see the same chart pattern? Right, because synergistically, they're working together. Now, when you say double bottom, not even close. I mean, when you look at it this way, it's just ridiculous that we're talking about, because it is continuing on its downward trajectory. If we come over here, I mean, we can see that it could be worse, but it's just kind of rounding, and that's not really a double bottom. In fact, this really is just a continuation of a long-term trend line. Now, the reason that we're talking about Luna is because these things tend to work synergistically with one another. Now, that being the case, Terra Luna price bottomed at 25, a notable level since it was the lowest level in August last year. It formed a double bottom pattern whose neckline is at 79.70, its highest swing in December. A double bottom is highly popular bullish reversal sign. The RSI moved to oversold at 28 from the current 37, and it's pointing upwards. Further, the two lines of the PPO, which is the percentage price oscillator, are about to form a bullish crossover pattern. The PPO is a revised version of the MACD indicator and is usually used to show divergences and convergences. The last time that the Terra price formed this pattern was February of 2024, and the token jumped 50% after that. So going back over here to Luna, if we're looking at a big price pump, that would also apply over here. So what's going on with the chart over here? Well, I can't tell you yet because you haven't signed up for TerraCasino.io. But if you sign up for TerraCasino.io today, then the opportunity exists for you to earn some money and play some games that you're going to love. Go sign up today, TerraCasino.io. There's a link in the description down below where you can play some of the most famous games like Aztec Smash, Viral Spiral, Fonzo's Feline Fortune, Flaming Fox. Pick what you want, play what you need, and guys, there's a bunch of people out here doing a lot of risk-based gaming in this environment. Don't forget sports wagering, bonus war, and you can even try your hand at crypto trading. All right, now back to the chart pattern. I told you guys that we're going to break out and probably run towards the top. I gave you all of this kind of indication that the next moves were going to be right here, and what's playing out on the chart right now. That exact move is what's playing out on the chart. Now, it's going to take a few days for it to happen, but I would suspect that what we would need to see for confidence and what we're looking for is to attract new investors, increase investor confidence. That's very, very important. So in the event that we can do that, this is what it's going to look like. So the move here would continue. Investor confidence comes into play. Look, this is going to be an impulse move. This is not the investor confidence. Investor confidence is a breakout above and then a test back down on the top of this collapsing trend line. In the event that that were to happen, that would inspire investor confidence for this next leg. This next leg is what I'm showing you over here. I'm showing you this move up here. I'm showing you this move over here, bouncing back down from the top of this range. That would be a confirmed breakout. Let me explain to you what's going to happen if that is in fact the case. Let's clean this off just a little bit, get a little bit of a zoom in. So what we would be looking for would be a move up through here. This would create some FOMO. People would start to take notice. Would they start to ape in? Yes. Here's what you're looking for ultimately, though. You're looking for a break above. Then you're looking for a bounce back down here that holds and reverses. That would be confirmation. Now, once you got confirmation of this bullish breakout, the wagers, the risks, the bets, the bids are all going to be set right there at around 3/014, 3/015. Why? Because once that breakout happens, then you can consider that something along the lines of the same move is going to happen on the breakout. So if we just consider that, we've got this sort of move right here, and we'll just say for instance that that's what's going to happen. Then you've got this move right here playing up off of this, and that's going to take us up into that all-time high sort of range. That's what a breakout represents, and that's the way the breakout will probably shake out. So what we need is basically just to continue a little bit of positive momentum leading into this. Again, a lot of it could come from Luna. I don't care where it comes from as long as it comes. So that happens, then we're going to have a full-on breakout. Now, should be noted, we're up a little bit in market cap. We're up a little bit in volume, but the volume is still low. We're up majorly in USTC. USTC still continuing to run. We're not going to talk too much about it. Suffice to say that when you zoom out just a little bit, you can see what a big move it's been over the last 7 days. That's a big. If you put the risk in at the bottom when it came down to a penny, then you're getting rewarded right now. I would take your initial out and I would let your moon bag sort of ride right there. I would look for a little bit of a retracement on this before that next leg up. I don't see any catalyst. The problem with this is, though, in me analyzing it this way, I'm using normal, what we see out here that's happening. I use that, all of that, and it's slowing down, which is why I'm saying that I think that the move is over. However, you never know when this thing is going to get crazy again, and I'm going to explain to you why in just 1 second. But before we do, Garuda X up another 16%. It is breaking out, guys. And look at all the moves over here with the USTC pairing. USTC pairing is the big gainers for the day. Now, my bag looks like this. Garuda is almost to $200 off of original of $25. Food still hanging in pretty well. Cat with Hat still kind of hanging on there. Juris as well, Boys as well, and Hera. Everything is up right now, not breaking out. Just now, you want to buy these coins, you buy them over here at terraport.finance. And as a matter of fact, remember, we have a stake. Stake is going to be, our stake is up. We just finished, so we're going to claim those. I will do that, and then I will restake it, and then you guys will see that tomorrow. All right, back to the matter at hand. We think it's going to break out, but we're not burning enough. We're not burning near enough. Now let's get into why USTC could break out here, and that's going to be over here. Now you can see that we had, suddenly we've got minor burns. We got 43 today, but we had 36 million only yesterday, which means that the burns are starting to slow. Now, there's been a lot of movement happening of big wallets moving around, and we keep seeing that over and over and over again. Now, this right here on February 1st was the Binance burn, but the rest of these were big moves by big wallets. So that's a good sign, but that's not the only thing that matters. So it is important. And it also is a symbol that maybe something like crypto.com is going to relist or Coinbase is going to relist Lunc at some point. We don't know yet, but we shall see. Now, where it gets interesting is this right here. As you can see, there's been a lot of movement from USTC. We burned 1 million, we burned 353,000, 123,000, 175,000, and then 123,000. Now, when you come over here and you start looking around, 128,000 is about the best that you've had previously. Okay, but we're averaging far more than that right now, which means that interest has picked up. However, I want you to note here that we had super big candles, and now they're starting to get progressively smaller. That is the end of a cycle, if you will. We need to see more burn to inspire more confidence to get to the top of this range, because that's ultimately what we're looking for. Now, we've had 2 tests over here at the 200 MA, as you can see right there, and it's not going successfully. It's rejecting hard every single time. Now, if it doesn't do that, then the breakout here is to 3 cents, right? So we're still looking at about 100% increase from where we are if this move in fact were to complete. Now, the fact that it's in this range doesn't mean that it has to complete, because we've seen it happen over and over again where it only goes about halfway up to the heart line before eventually breaking out to the top. It's never been that easy other than that first time. So could we be seeing a breakout to that range? Yes. Could we also see a move in the heart line for a little while, a run up here, and then a dump back down? That could also happen. I don't think that we're going to go under a penny, though. I should point out here that this has been a pretty good area, and that really got stretched pretty hard and came back very, very strong, right? So, I would be looking for I would be looking for a move to the top more than towards the bottom. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think that we're going to finish this move. I think for the Luna Classic, I think it's going to finish this move. We got about 2x to go from Luna Classic, and then we'll see whether or not it breaks out. But again, we inspire some investor confidence with a breakout, and we're off to the races. Now, who knows what's going to happen. Now, moving around Twitter, you can see the same thing happening over here. People recognizing we've had a nice little move right there. Also, should be noted, MEXC continuing to do a nice burn. Every time I see these Lunc burns coming through, it just continues to be MEXC global. So there's a lot of trade volume that's moving over to MEXC. That might bode well, in fact. I want you guys to consider something right here. If you look at what they're doing right now, if you look at, today, 9 hours ago, 3 million got incinerated. If you start to kind of break it down and say, well, you know what, not that long before that, 1.9, so you're talking about 5 million per day. That's 1.5 billion per month. That's not bad. That's actually what we've been burning. So shout out to MEXC for, out of nowhere, suddenly we're starting to see some good daily burns. Now, they've burned 1 billion up to this point, and if you look at see all burns, then there you go. Like right there, you start to see it's been at 1 billion for a long time, hasn't really moved, right? Until now, you start to see the bump right there. Then you start to see the bump coming forward over here. And then it goes to 1 billion. And then this date, by the way, June 2023. So, as I'm looking at this, I'm not seeing it being updated on Lunc metrics, but I am seeing it over here. I think we can all agree here that we're looking at it right there. Lunc burn tracker is telling us that this is MEXC global on this wallet, but we're not seeing it update over here. I'm going to reach out to the team, see if I can figure out exactly what's going on over here. Maybe it's a date situation or something like that. It just seems like the date ended over here. Maybe they stopped tracking it a while back, something like that, because that's November 1st. But we're seeing a lot in the last bunch of days. And look, this is the last 100 burns on MEXC. They have not been burning very much at all. So you see these burns right here. So now we got to figure out, like, why is there millions and millions and millions of burns coming in when, before that's what this was doing. Now we've suddenly got all this stuff happening again. So, certainly a question, what is going on with MEXC at this point? So that's the question that we're going to ask. We're going to try to figure that one out for tomorrow. Once I get an idea of what's going on here, I'll let you guys know. In the meantime, it's not financial advice. I'm always right. I appreciate each and every one of you guys today. I think today's going to be a struggle. I think we're going to deal with some downward momentum. The markets are not going to react very well to the inflation data in the United States, and it could cause another dump. Final shakeouts. We keep saying final shakeout over and over again. These influencer types like me keep saying final shakeout over and over again, and lock in, boys, and all of that stupid shit that they say, and it's not getting you anywhere. It's dishonest, and if something changes, I'll let you know. All right, we'll talk to you again soon.